Alright guys, welcome back to the project. If you watched the last video, you saw me finish up all the excavation and prep work for the pool install. We got everything dug out, graded, pretty much ready to move on to the next phase. Unfortunately, I ran into some camera and microphone issues the day that this video was filmed. I ended up losing a lot of the original audio, so I'm doing a little voiceover to walk you through what's going on here. First thing this morning, I got the truck loaded up with load number 12 of dirt, and this was the final load that I took out of the pool dig, at least for now. We're going to be going back in a couple weeks to take care of the backfill. At that point, we might end up taking another load or two out. Now I'm taking all this leftover excess dirt, spreading it out around the pool area. I had a pretty decent amount left over from the excavation, and instead of hauling it away, I wanted to use as much of it as possible to help smooth out and reshape the yard a little bit. At this point, I'm mainly focused on getting everything roughly leveled and blended in. Nothing really precise yet, just trying to eliminate some of the low spots, make the whole area flow a little bit better, and kind of just give it a good shape from the top of the wall down to the current grade. You can really start to get a better idea how the whole yard is going to come together. The pool walls are in, extra dirt's getting spread out. Always looked a little rough during the stage, but definitely starting to take shape and look like an actual backyard again. So after getting a lot of that dirt moved around, I ended up doing a little bit of a walk around to the site, just kind of show where everything stands. Overall, I feel pretty good about the progress at this point, but I was keeping a close eye on the weather. We had a pretty bad storm coming in, and I was trying to stay ahead of it. This entire morning was honestly pretty rushed because we had some heavy rain heading this way. I knew it was going to create some problems later in the day, so I was trying to get as much done as possible before everything turned into mud, as you will see later in the video. Once I got the dirt work knocked out, moved over to start grubbing out some of the vegetation around the edge of the existing concrete. I wanted to keep all the brush, roots, and organic material separated from the clean dirt pile because it just makes the disposal a whole lot easier later on in the video. So here I'm basically just plucking out all this stuff, piling it up. There's some bushes, shrubs, plants, just trying to get that out of the dirt the best I can. Try to stay organized and kind of get it piled up before this rain starts coming down. After that, I give you kind of a quick tour of the area. You see how everything's shaping up before the conditions got too bad. The camera never really captures elevation changes very good as it does in real life. But in person, you can definitely tell the property is starting to clean up pretty nice. Right about here, the rain finally starts coming down. First, it wasn't too terrible, but I knew it was only going to get worse. So I decided it was time to go ahead and get this load of dirt hauled out to the dump site before the ground got too soft to get it dumped. Honestly, this is one of those moments where you just try to stay ahead of the weather, keep things going. Sometimes you win that battle, sometimes the weather wins. So I loaded up, headed over to dump the dirt at the dump site. Luckily managed to get that taken care of, no problems. And I was able to stay dry right up to lunchtime. After getting the load dumped, stopped for a quick lunch break. By that point, I'd already gotten a lot done in a pretty short amount of time. With the rain moving in heavier, it was a pretty good chance to kind of just regroup, figure out the game plan for the rest of the day, and see where that's going to take us. I gotta figure out how to say this. So I think the best way to say it, I don't eat culverts, but I do install them. Where do you think I'm eating lunch? It's culverts. I don't know, I can't ever get it right. It's good though. Okay, back to the job site now. You wanna know my favorite thing about the rain? It's when your boots start weighing 10 pounds each. God, it's horrible. We didn't even have that much rain, but it was I don't know, maybe an hour long, not very steady. We got like half an inch, maybe quarter, half inch. Wasn't much, but it's enough to now make everything more difficult. But get the lasers set up, get ready to start cutting grade down. So you can tell I kept cutting back. So this side, I was told, is 3 feet of concrete. So our dig is 2.5, and then we need another 6 inches along here. And corner of the house here, line right there, is getting squared off. So gotta get the laser set up, start getting that all cut out. Alright, so I believe this is the lowest corner of concrete, which should be the lowest point. Everything's sloping away from there. So we've got 8 inches. So on the stick, I'm going to use my depth check system on all of this. We are at, I don't know, 2 foot 10 and a half. Right? So we got 8 inches. So we got 1.5 inches, 8, 7. So 6.5 inches. So 3 foot 6.5. Well, I just did a lot of fast math. It really wasn't that fast, but it probably made no sense. So we're at 2 foot 10 and a half. It's 1.5 inches to get to 3 foot. So 8 inches is what we need to go up. 8 inches minus 1.5 inches. So 6.5 inches. So 3 foot 6.5 inches where we need to be. So I should be able to go to my machine, put my target depth as 36 and 6, so 42.5 inches, and then we should be on. See if I can do that and start cutting this out. You can tell me if my math is right. Got the depth check on. Target depth. Select depth target. Add a target. So we were minus 42 and a half. That'll be 3 foot 6.5. Minus 42 and a half. Slope target is 0. Attachment 36-inch tooth. Should be good to go. You guys are wondering why I keep putting the bucket like that and setting it down slow. You watched some of my last videos, we got a depth check system in this machine, and the boom has to be the right angle, and you have to get the laser catcher on my right, that's the side you guys are looking at, has to come in contact with the laser. Basically just have to hold the position for a second, it beeps at you and you're good to go. we hit water. About 70% sure it's just sump pump. And it looks awfully big. I guess it is 2-inch. Of course it comes out elbows down. Who would have guessed? Yep, it's sump pump. I know because it doesn't smell as bad. That wasn't too bad, right? Wrong. Oh, what a mess. Just that little bit of rain makes everything so much more of a headache. But it's part of it. I'm glad I don't know how I'm saying this. I'm glad I'm not sitting in a HVAC controlled office right now, because that'd be horrible. Instead, I'm scraping dirt off of a driveway. Well, I'll scrape it later. I'd say this turned out good. We ended up finding the downspout drain pipe. I'll explain a little further here in a second. Also found their trash pile when they built the house. I always find that somewhere. But we got Doug. Don't judge my dig. We're Doug over here to the pad. He might clean out a little. I don't know. I'm kind of running out of time. And today's my last day at this job until it's ready for backfill. So I'm just trying to get as much done as I can. But back to this pipe. So I don't know if you can really tell. So there's a downspout that comes from over there. I found a Y right there. Comes off of there, has the Y line there, comes straight out. No big deal. The problem is, if you look at that pipe, runs along there, and somewhere it dips down 6 or 8 inches. I don't know if there's another outlet going that way. If there is, it's got to be super deep and it's not coming out anywhere. So the trouble is, none of this is draining. And it was super soft, so I don't think it's been draining for a while. So I'll let the contractor know. He'll have to talk to the homeowner, decide what they want to do. But it's all exposed, it's all opened up. There's nothing plugging the pipe up. You can basically just see right there is about 4 to 6 inches lower than right there. And I don't get a little twisted up with my cords. I don't know if you know this, but water can be pushed uphill, but it doesn't drain uphill. So it's a problem. A little bit of a problem. Also found a conduit. Pools are that job that you always find other people's problems, and if you're a good contractor, you have to fix it. But there's always problems to be found when you're just digging a huge hole in the middle of a yard. But it's part of it. It's looking good. We've got it. I mean, it's somewhat close to grade. It's definitely high down there, but that whole area is a big question mark. They don't know what they're gonna do yet. So I'm gonna leave all that here for now. Grade it off a bit, start loading equipment up, get the driveway cleaned up, get all of my stuff out of here. Probably wondering why in the world I used all that effort to sweep half the driveway. Well, my thoughts are all this dirt is wet, and if I track over it, bringing the equipment out, it's gonna pack it into the driveway that much harder. I don't know. Maybe it'll save me some effort, maybe it won't. But I basically just tried to sweep off a path to drive the equipment out without running straight back over the mud, but also not expanding the area that I have to sweep. So I swept it kind of to the side, tracked the excavator out once, put it on the trailer, and then track the skid steer out, scoop piles into it, carry it back, drive it out one more time, sweep up the drive, blow it off, and then be out of here. That's my thought, at least. I don't know. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. I'm at just shy of 400 subscribers now. My goal before 2026 is over is to be over 1,000 and be monetized. Hopefully I make it there. It's my goal. That's what I'm working towards. For a little while I was putting 2 videos a week. Those didn't seem to go very well. I don't know why, but the smaller jobs just, I think they're probably just not as interesting. Hopefully this video is interesting. The retaining wall work that I did is by far the best videos that are out there. But I think this job turned out pretty well. They got started on the walls. They're planning on pouring a footer beginning of next week. We've got rain like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I don't know how that's gonna delay them, but it turned out good. We've got all this. So basically this is all concrete. I think I've already explained it. Equipment trench for all the plumbing to go back. Equipment pad's gonna be over there. And thinking about it, he might have wanted me to scoop a little dirt and mulch out for that pad, but he could do that. We'll be back. His next steps are get all of his walls set, get the footer in, get everything plumbed, get an inspection. As soon as he gets that inspection, which actually he might, I think he was saying he doesn't need a plumbing inspection on this one. Every jurisdiction is different on pools, but as soon as the plumbing's in, we'll be able to show up with some stone, start backfilling it, and I think that's going to be the only other thing we're doing here. We'll probably be here 2 more days backfilling later. But for me, this is what 5 business days of work looks like. Got the pool dug. I got 12 loads of dirt hauled out. Got the trench dug in. I got the concrete prepped, or where the concrete is going, prepped for stone to go in. And I've got 1 partial load in the dump truck of brush, bushes, trash, whatever came out of the flower beds. There's a lot of guys that say, oh, I dig a pool in a day. To be honest, we've dug, I've been a part of at least 40 builds, I think. Maybe a little more than that. Not a single one. Maybe, no. There's 2 pools that we dug within 1 day. Maybe 3. They were either flat bottoms or on a hillside and needed almost nothing cut. The trouble is 80% of our pools are in a backyard like this, where it's tight and there's no room to store the material. You're hauling out while you go. There's no room to maneuver, work, whatever. It's difficult. Our average dig is about 2 days. This one took, I could have been done on the 3rd day, but instead we were hauling dirt out instead of focusing on the dig, because they were focused on the fence, so they weren't able to help with the dig. Nevertheless, for one guy that's hauling the material, digging, moving, and doing everything dirt work related, I would say 5 days of this being as far as it is from the shop, hour and 20-minute drive each way. I'm happy with it. I think the customer's happy. Glad to have this portion over, because I was supposed to start some other jobs midweek this week. I've been busy. Been real busy, but I'm getting caught up. I think Steve will be back hopefully in the next video. He was not on this job just because of the sheer distance, how far it was to get up here and having to drive a 2nd truck, the fuel costs, and he wouldn't have been, for how much it would have cost to have him here, it wouldn't have been value added. It would have been I think you guys know what I'm saying. I think you get the gist of it. But anyways, appreciate you watching. Check out the previous videos, check out the next videos. Subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one.